cigar enthusiast? Your boy Jack.
It's your guy Nate the Great.
And we are the Virtual SmokeDeck. Welcome to the Virtual SmokeDeck podcast, where every conversation feel like you're chilling in a lounge.
Here we spark more than just cigars, we spark real conversation.
From culture and community to business, lifestyle, and just conversations that you normally wouldn't hear anywhere else.
Here we sit down with real voices that matter over sticks that hit.
Man, we are the Virtual SmokeDeck. This episode of the Virtual SmokeDeck is sponsored by Dapper D Cigars. Dapper D Cigars has 3 cigar lounges located in Jacksonville, Florida, with one by the airport, which is our River City location, one in St. John's off of 210, which is our St. John's location, and our brand new cigar lounge that is opening in December of 2025. Man, we are the Virtual SmokeDeck. Man, welcome back to the deck, bro.
Thank you.
Bro, my guy decided that he was going to bless us with some royalty today. We are both smoking on the Cohiba Sectors. 2021.
2-1 love, you know what it is. You know where I'm at with it.
It's the year he the year he retired from the military. It's the year we opened up Dapper D's. So it's just crazy.
Hey, as stated, and I said we were gonna smoke one a couple weeks back.
You did.
Hey, word is bond.
Word is bond. Only took a couple weeks, but shoot, we got
hey,
there.
It don't matter. We ain't never late with a good stick.
This thing started off so smooth, and it was like this natural sweetness to it that I got from when I smoked the Legacy, Connecticut.
The first one.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I took a couple pulls just on cold, or just a cold pull. And I definitely caught that sweet little hint. It's pretty tasty. I'm not gonna front, man. It's a good stick.
Well, Key, I don't even want to talk. I just want to sit here in front of you guys and just do this.
Yeah. Is it? Gotta have that exclusive. So you ain't gotta ask me what are we smoking this week. You know what I mean? Glad you asked. Is it?
The Cohiba Sectors. That was no other way to start that off.
It was.
And then wait until y'all see our cheers moment.
Hey.
For this evening.
Hey.
Bro,
coming through with the goodies.
Bro, we got a fire collab. But I mean, like, can we just be like, you know what? Hey, this is the Virtual SmokeDeck. Thank y'all so much for watching. We're gonna get that.
Yeah, we're gonna
get our cheers moment.
Yes, but hey, when you're excited, you're excited.
Man, that part. What's been new, bro?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Just hanging in there, man. Regular working.
Yeah.
Traveling. So I work hard so I can play harder.
Hey, look, bro. I tell you what, man. Life for me is a little bit busier. I always do this to myself, right? Whenever it's time to open up a cigar lounge, everything gets busy, and then eventually, once you open it, it gets running good. You get bored, and you're like, man, let's do it again, right?
Yes.
And now I'm just like in that busy phase. Phone don't stop ringing, and everybody's trying to get something, from me, and there's situations that pop up in construction. But I was actually downtown today, though. And
how we looking?
Let's just say
there it is. I mean, that said it right there.
Let's just say
I see the twinkle in your eye, the little gleam, like you see it. It's great to see like your vision actually like come to fruition.
Yeah.
So to speak, and it's getting there, but it's a process.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the process, but
it's a process. This is the part that I enjoy the most, though. Like the construction process, obviously getting it open, seeing customers in it, them enjoying themselves, people telling me, how great this lounge is and all that stuff is great. But like me, I love the building aspect.
It's an artistic part of it, like the clean canvas, clean slate.
100%.
You could do whatever your heart or your imagination kind of goes, and I'm sure you got a whole lot of ideas. Some sleepless nights because you're just thinking of good things that you could add and take away that doesn't need to be added.
100%. And I think even something as far as like our menu, right? I posted on my social media a couple weeks back that we completed our cocktail menu. We completed our food menu, man. We did a food tasting to put all the ingredients together and make sure we know what it's gonna taste like. And then even like just planning out what the walls is gonna look like, what this piece is gonna look like, what's the bar gonna look like, coordinated with the plumbers and the mechanicals and all that, bro. I just get excited off of all of that, man. And like it gives me it's like, oh, you done did something type deal. Like,
sense of accomplishment.
100%. And it's like, you know, you haven't accomplished much because if you open the business and it don't do well, then it's like pointless. But it's like, bro, I know. Yeah, you just know.
Yes.
You know.
You just keep digging. It's gonna be some oil now.
It's gonna be some oil. It's gonna be some oil. So now, like, everything is gutted out, and we're starting to actually put some walls up and stuff like that, man. So
okay, we'll pop down there. We're gonna check it out.
Yeah. Good exclusive walkthrough. Exclusive walkthrough, man.
That's how we do. VIP.
You know, VIP only.
That's how I try to live my life. VIP status.
VIP only, man. Like, all that other stuff don't matter if you ain't VIP, bro. And we ain't talking about at the club. We talking about VIP in life. You know, Nate told me one day, I called him, I was like, man, I gotta run something by you real quick. He was like, man, no, Jack, you in a different bracket. I said, boy, you is too, boy. You is too, dog. Whole different bracket. When I call, he called, boy, it's a wrap.
Yes.
It's a go. Man, we're gonna get rock and rolling into our conversation today, man. Our first segment of today is Pour and Puff.
Pour and Puff.
Pour and Puff this is a segment that we get to talk about different cigar pairings and different things that we would normally do with smoking our cigars, whether it's liquor or is it beer or wine. We're gonna talk about it, man. So part of Pour and Puff, we're gonna go rock right into it.
Okay.
What is your go-to beverage and cigar pairing?
So,
or pairing that you will pair normally when you smoke cigars.
Okay, so mine kind of switches up. Like a go-to every day. I like a 12 Fuente, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll just get just a regular 12 Fuente, smoke a cigar, and then I do the Basil Hayden, the original. Yeah. I put it in my decanter. There ain't even no need to ask what's in it. If you come to my house and the decanter is Basil Hayden.
It's Basil Hayden.
It's there. It's nice and light. It doesn't have a whole bite. It doesn't. I'm not there to get drunk at the house, crazy, but it's a good daily pairing for me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a high-end cigar, I try to have some good bourbon, you know, and pair like that. If I'm just casually smoking, I'll have a different type of cigar. So they'll be like, "Why you always have so many different cigars?" Because you never know what the situation calls.
Yeah, that part.
And that's how I do some of my pairing. But yes, if I have good bourbon, good stick. A daily go-to, 12 Fuente, you're doing just pick one, and Basil Hayden is for my go-to liquor with it.
Man, you know that's very interesting because as I was sitting here thinking, listening to your response, man, I remember when I started getting into my pairings, it wasn't really many cigars that I didn't drink with something neat, right? So I never, like when I was younger, I used to drink a lot of old fashions.
Okay.
Like, and I say younger, like 7-8 years ago. I used to drink a lot of old fashions, and then I started getting into Manhattans, and then Manhattans led into New York sours, and New York sours led into this whole rabbit hole of cocktails that I'm in now, man. Now I'm at a point where I prefer a good cocktail with my drinks, man. I mean, with my cigars, bro.
Yeah.
And one thing about a good cocktail is like even with the Basil Hayden, like you said, right? It's light, but it has some herbal notes into it, so it really pairs well with those earthy, you know, just the regular texture of a cigar, right?
Yes.
A lot of people get overly ambitious about what their cigar profile it is. At the end of the day, most cigars have a very distinctive taste. It lingers in your mouth. It does not matter if it's a mild cigar or a full body cigar. It has that lingering. So having something that a little zangy or a little like herbal is always going to go great. So I would imagine that's why Basil Hayden is for you. Me, man, especially as we get ready to dive into downtown and all that stuff, and we start really getting into the business aspect of cocktails, bro. I've been doing a lot of mixtures of cocktails just at home.
Yeah.
So like we bought a lot of our ingredients that we would normally make all of our drinks, and I'm mixing them up. And me and my wife, we're tasting cocktails and we're tasting them with cigars, and not even to the point where I have labeled some of our cocktails, and I know this is not part of the segment, but it kind of is. We have labeled cigars that would go great with cocktails that we're going to serve.
Okay.
Bro.
Well, you're doing your homework, though.
Yeah.
That's some behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people
100%.
don't realize what takes place. Like, trying out. I've been to the house and I've had a couple of your cocktails. Hey, you little mixologist over here. I just, that's not usually my thing of mixing my alcohol with, with making the cocktails with it. I usually do neat or on the rocks. And so it does break it up, and it allows me to try something new with the cocktails. I've definitely had a few of your cocktails,
and they go. And so essentially, my thought process is, man, typically I find me a good cocktail that I think will complement it. That's typically my go-to. Or I do like a Coke Zero, a ginger ale, or like a good Cabernet, right? Beer every now and again, depending on like what I'm eating and stuff like that. But really, if especially if I'm at Dapper D's, it's typically a Cabernet or like a Buzz and Beer Brown Goose.
Oh yeah.
And then if it's like a morning time, I don't really do coffee too much.
Okay.
Like a lot of people swear and die by their cigar and coffee. That's not me. But I do like a good coffee and cigar pairing. But man, truth be told, 110% of the time I'm drinking a cocktail.
Okay.
A good blended cocktail.
But it's funny because you know what they're supposed to taste like and whatnot. We went out, you were like, yeah, this ain't it. Send it back. And she had to go where's the bartender? Like, let's talk about this and what's going on.
And it's almost like it's kind of Karenish, but it's also like, bro, no, I know what this is supposed to taste like. So like me and my wife we went and had a date night yesterday.
Okay.
And we went to a bar and I ordered my Saturn, and I was ordered it with Woodford, and I'm like, man, this is really thick. So I drunk it and I watched the bartender make it again. So as she was right before she started shaking it, I was like, hey, don't forget the Valero. And she was like, oh my God, I forgot that last time. I was like, yeah, I know.
It was super thick.
It was thick. It was nasty. Like, but to that point, like it's just like it's like chefs, right? Chefs can be eating food and they know when like you forgot the pepper, Dave.
Yes.
You forgot this season. You forgot something.
Yeah.
So
or you got a little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
There's too much of it. So it's good. You're doing your homework. You know what you like and what you don't like, and at the end of the day, you're paying for it. So you might as well get what you want.
Yeah, that part.
Life's too short to have a bad cigar and a bad drink.
Yeah, the words are shitty, but it is what it is. We can use
I'm trying to get PG for you know what I'm saying.
Hey, PG.
LMNOP.
Hey, look, we're gonna still be in church on Sundays. So.
Facts.
So your go-to is more of that Basil Hayden and a cigar,
yeah,
and then something higher end. Like what like even it's kind of off script, but even off of something like this, what would you normally pair with? This just $120 cigar.
So you're gonna see a little bit later on.
Yeah.
We're gonna pair it with what we toasting with.
Yeah.
Another one will be, you have your blandings. You know what I'm saying? You can't really get it a lot. I have a few high-end, some Angel Envy. I had some stuff. Yeah, it didn't even. I be traveling, so
yeah.
A couple of rums. I had some Dominican rums that
you start getting into a bag with that one,
and you can't even go get it at the Total Wine or ABC. It's the country specific.
Yeah.
And so I'll get a little taste of that here and there. Usually when I have company though, I don't really have a lot of company. But when I have company, we drink well.
Oh wait, at that part.
That's it.
So when it comes to a pairing, what makes you fall in love with it?
I think it's like when you have a good quality cigar and you're getting a good draw, a good pull, it's hitting. Then you back it up with the bourbon notes and the hints, and you're like, maybe a stronger proof. You're like, ooh, so now you're hitting on that, the high end proof. And then Maduro with the high end cigar, or just even the flavor notes from a higher end cigar.
Yeah.
And they just work. They
Yeah.
go together, man. It's not even sometimes you get the right pairing. sometimes you're like, oh, this is kind of good. But then when you have maybe that same cigar and another type of bourbon, you're like, now that was good, but this is great.
This is great, yeah.
So it's just really, kind of getting into it and layering it up. Trial and error.
Yeah, and I think what makes me fall in love with the pairing is truly how it makes you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can like something that somebody totally is against, right? They're like, man, I don't think this goes well with that. Yeah, it's good.
My man, caught me in the moment.
And so I think a lot of times, like even when I'm looking at a pairing and saying, you know what, like we do this thing at Dr. D's called the perfect pairing, where we will pair a cigar with we'll pair a cigar with a beverage that I think will go good. And a lot of times it's personal preference, right? I can't pair every single cigar in there with something that Nate likes. Gotcha. I gotta pair it how Jack likes it and stuff like that. So truly, it's all about how that pairing makes you feel when you're enjoying your cigar. Does it moisturize your palate? Does it dry out your palate? Does it help bring out the flavor notes that you maybe don't taste automatically, right? Do you get a little dry cherry pull from it, or do you get a more of a cashew or nutty or oaky note from it? And all of that is based on how your palate pans out when it comes to that product,
And the craziest part is you gotta think, there's 3 different stages to the cigar itself. Mm-hmm. So when you're pairing, it might have been good in the first part, maybe in the middle, maybe towards the end. So you never really know, and typically you're drinking, sometimes you switch it up on what you're drinking, and it will change how you're tasting it and enjoying your cigar. So
I know this is not part of the conversation, but I hate the fact that Cohiba did Dapper D's wrong, man. Like, I really hate that. Like,
definitely not part of the conversation.
It's not, but
tell me how you feel though, man.
I truly like Cohiba Sector series, bro. I think they make some of the best cigars in that Sector series, and I think when you talk about the Presencias, going head to head with the Presencias, though Cohiba's prices are typically a little bit more higher than a Presencia, but I think they can go blow to blow with each other. And I just hate that I don't get my hands on these a little bit more regularly anymore.
Yes.
I'm about to cry. Cry. But don't get to screw me up, right? Get in my humor either. So but anyway, back to the pairing. What is your least go-to pairing? What is like something that I'm smoking? If somebody has this, I'm definitely not drinking that.
Well, mine is always, I don't do beer and wine, so I always have a difficult time with like sometimes the pairing, and I guess I just need to like sit down or partake in a pairing segment when you do the wine.
Yeah.
So I've told myself I need to kind of get in a little bit more into wine. I'm kind of scared because like when I get into something, like I'm all in.
Yeah.
There's really no half step. My wife hates it because when I'm in, I'm all the way in. I get locked in, and now I'm trying to get all the calves or the blends or this and that, and I'm trying different ones, and they definitely have different price brackets of those. And so that's why I try to dabble too much. Like I think the last time I had a glass of wine, I was with my brother-in-law, man, Rodney. Shout out to my guy Rodney, man. And we sat and we had some wine with a stick right on the back porch of my mother-in-law's house, and because we were like,
did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, and it was one of those things. It was like, that's not my typical go-to. That's not my typical thing.
But how often you come to Dapper D's and you have never experienced a good wine and cigar pairing?
I've only had one glass of wine at Dapper D's, and I came on a Wine Down Wednesday where you get the stick by stick.
Yeah. Those free ones.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the only glass I've ever had. And it was like, you might as well have it because it's coming with.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted because.
Jack, you heard it first. Jack bring me on to the dark side.
Yeah. We're gonna get you right.
So now, I really don't mess with the grapes.
I literally have a wine in there that's specifically for me.
Wow.
Like I would sell it to everybody else, but it's a wine in there that I purposely, whether anybody buys it or not, I order it for myself.
Gotcha.
Like I bring a bottle home type deal.
Okay. Well.
And have a glass of wine at home.
Yes.
With my intensive bar selection.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. Like
so, it's rocking with the neck to neck.
Yeah, like
your bar selection is something.
You gotta know how. You gotta know. You just can't get a $10 cab. You know, especially when you start getting in collabs. It's a guy that comes in here. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't put him on blast. But you know, this guy, he holds nothing back. This dude would spend $500-$600 on glasses of wine.
Wow. Damn, some serious grapes.
On wine. Bro, this dude is amongst the only dude that can call me and be like, can you make sure you have this wine in?
And you will have it.
And I will have it. Because this dude, like, so we brought this other glass of wine in, this bottle of wine in for him called Quintessa. Mm-hmm. And he swore by Quintessa. We couldn't find it. It took us 7-8 months to find it. But we finally found it. Brought it in. He came in yesterday and he was like, I'm gonna buy you a glass too, Jack. It's like, yeah, why not? Why not?
For your labor.
So I split it. I split it with Christian. I let Christian taste some, and then I taste some, and I'm like, yeah, man, this is good. Still not better than mine, in my personal opinion, but it's good. And mine is.
It's at the table with yours.
Mine is still cheaper than his.
So yours is at the table with his.
Like,
all right.
Yeah, mine is a. Oh yeah, we could drink that type deal compared to the way he's spending on wine. So I would say my least favorite pairing would be like some, call it what you want, but it's like some bougie, not bougie, some like backwood dive bar cocktail.
Okay.
Like don't do no Jack and Coke, right? Don't do no Woodford and freaking apple juice or vodka and apple juice. Like this is not that type of party. And it's like, you know, you're doing that to get drunk. I'm smoking and drinking for an enjoyment of it.
Yes.
I don't care about the feelings that it's gonna make me feel. I care more about what the experience is that I'm gonna get from this
while doing it.
While doing it. So
okay.
Don't bring me no
good liquor, man. Putting Coke in it,
hey, bro,
and keep it separate, man. Get it neat, and then you have a Coke with ice on the side, and you sip that good bourbon or whiskey, and then you chase it with the Coke. That's the proper way to do it.
Yeah, man. Man, we're gonna go ahead and get into our main segment. Our main segment today is Smoke Stories. Smoke Stories is a time for us to talk about some memorable situations that we have encountered while in the cigar lounge, while smoking cigars. This week's question is, what is your most memorable cigar moment and why?
For me, mine was I had a box. I was privileged to a real box of Cuban cigars. I got a box of Cuban Cohiba. We won't talk about the price. My wife be watching these. So I got the box, right, and I actually saved it. And my son's graduation, for his high school graduation, he didn't partake, but we had the party at the house, and I was excited, man. Me and my brother always smoked it. Heck, I was passing them out. I think my auntie smoked it, and pretty much it was like 5 or 6 people that were there that smoked. So we all had Cohibas, man, and the Cuban Cohiba. And that was one of those memorable moments, man. Like, you know, just the fact that I was there, you know, the graduation, just the moments, proud dad moment, and that was it, man. And it probably could have been just a regular go-to cigar, man. But I think it was that moment, that time, and why not have it with a good cracked open the box right then and there. And yeah, that was my celebratory cigar. And so we're gonna see, because he about to graduate from college next May.
Man, you gotta do something big, bro.
And so, you know, we're gonna have something on deck.
Hey, man.
When we do that, and it might not be behoove you to miss that graduation party.
Hey, as long as I get an invite out of there.
That's all I'm saying. So you man, $50,000 now. We in there now, so we ain't gotta worry about that. But we definitely gonna have something on deck, man. That it just has to happen.
So why do you think most people feel like the major accomplishment in their life is celebrated, has to be celebrated with a Cuban cigar?
Well, for me, I was just kind of getting into cigars.
Yeah.
So this was 2022.
Yeah.
So for me, you always hear the Cuban. Well, then let's get that, because that's what we're doing it for. Probably now it'd probably be something different.
Yeah.
You know, like just so we can go right into the humidor diabetes, and I get the Padron the 80th year.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for letting me try it the first time. I had to come back and buy like 4 more, because it was like, I was like, whoa! It was one of those look-see, you look at it again,
you're like,
dang, it's hit. Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's not saying it's exclusive, you can only get it here and there, but that's a good stick that will definitely capture the moment of, hey, this is a celebratory kind of thing, graduation, or just, you know, pay raise or something like that in life, or just because it's the day we want to smoke and we want to celebrate life.
Right.
That's a good stick.
And that's good. Like the question really was more of a just kind of a why people do it. That you see a lot of people be like, you know, one of their most memorable moments is with a Cuban. It's like, now, like, truth be told, like, even you talked about Joe Burrow last week, about how he smoked cigars. Like, even something of that magnitude, winning the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They spent that moment smoking a cigar. Most of them spend that moment smoking a cigar, whether you win the Stanley Cup, whether you buy your first house, or buy your forever home, or you graduate from college, you know, retire from the military. Most memorable things to do, you know, in your life is typically celebrated with a cigar. And, you know, me just pointing out the whole Cuban thing was just pointed out, but it's like real talk. Like, people hold that prized possession of what they're doing or what they're celebrating high, and feel like cigars is a great celebration, but it's also like just great to do, period, right?
But I'll tell you, not to even cut you off, but it's really like it's a great. You want to have a great cigar because it's time to reflect.
Yeah, that's
it's
good.
time to sit back and like note the process of what it took. Like, I remember it was days like we sitting here going back and forth over homework, trying to do a project. You know, it's due the next day, and we're still fussing around with this project with school. So it's like, you know, parent-teacher conferences, but I'm missing the game. Like, it's sacrifices that you took and that you went through to where you're smoking the cigar, and now it's like, yeah, we had that moment, but it's now you're sitting back. It's a reflection.
Yeah.
Because even when you look at that picture you brought up with Jalen Hurts, and he's just sitting there, he's all by himself. And he's smoking his cigar, holding the trophy, smoking a cigar, and it's the reflection of the Pop Warner time. That nobody's talking about.
Or the bitch time and the
you got pulled because you threw 3 interceptions that game.
Yeah.
You know, it's all that, you know, combined, the accumulation of all that, the trials and tribulations that you reflect on it. And not even so much the name or what it was with the cigar. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of smoking it, and it's your downtime, and it's time to reflect on what actually transpired for you in your life.
That's a really good, like, that was good, man. I ain't got nothing to add to that. That was good. It's a moment to reflect.
It's a moment to reflect.
And that's why I think more than anything, that's why cigars is and could be an everyday thing, because now, even in that perspective, cigars is still a moment to reflect. Whether you're going through, a terrible time in life, or you're going through the best moments of your life, man, you have the time to reflect and say, has God brought me here? Why God, you've been so good to me? Or, man, I've celebrated, X, Y, and Z amount of years, and man, you just to that point is so good, man. That just reflection piece is great.
Yeah, just to reflect, man.
Yeah, man.
You have to check yourself on as far as like, hey, man, you did it.
Yeah.
We did it. It happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are those significant moments were? And then you just feel like, oh, it's a high moment, so you want to have the higher end cigar, or the higher, because this whole thing is like, I don't do this normal. It's not a regular day basis.
Yeah.
I'm not smoking this stick every day, but this is a day we're here to celebrate.
I think mine was, I had one, but like, even as you gave me yours, it's like, again, the moment to reflect. I remember in Jamaica, I went out to Jamaica for my wife's best friend's wedding. So it was nothing for us, but it was time, man. And so went to a shop out there, was able to get a Bahike. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting with my brother-in-law, and we couldn't sleep. And he was like, man, you up? I was like, yeah, I'm up. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha.
Bro, we got some cigars. We went on the beach, bro. We started vibing, just relaxing.
That's it.
Man, before you know it, we sitting out there, we smoking cigars, and the sun started rising. So bam, we over there, and we're smoking these cigars, and we're just watching the sunrise, reflecting on the beach in Jamaica, and just being able to, just enjoy that moment. And it's like, I know for me, that was like the first time I ever had one. So it was like, bro, that was a great experience. And I would even say, like, I think some of some of the times that we just take for granted, right? Being able to sit down in a small group, and you're talking with a group of men that is there for the betterment of themselves, and the men that's surrounding them. And y'all are sitting there, and y'all are smoking a cigar, and y'all talking about the word, y'all talking about the betterment of men, and just being able to reflect on that, man, we'd have had some really life-changing conversations over cigars in regards to that. And it's such a good time to be able to just really reflect, man. I think that word reflect just stands out so much, because something that I think was not supposed to be what it is, and man, it's really becoming like, man, how many times have I in the last month actually just sat down and said, I reflected?
Yeah.
Or have I just been taking that time that I've been smoking this cigar and just kind of like, just trying to get,
Because like you said, for one of those moments like it's small, we're hitting on some stuff, and I think it resonates almost like music does for you, right? So for me, it wasn't a high-end cigar, but the Alex Bradley Magic Toast, I was smoking that, and now when I say it, sometimes it brings me back to that in the room, or that conversation, and it's like, yeah, that was some good work that we kind of went through and hashed out, and hearing other brothers like, yo, you're not alone.
Yeah.
In whatever we were talking about. I know what we were talking about, just not for y'all.
Yeah,
but so it's one of those, like, man, that kind of hit home. Cleared up some stuff for me internally that I resonate with. That cigar brings that back. Yeah. Almost like music. Oh man, I was at my junior high dance. I liked her a whole lot, and I finally got my opportunity, and our song is this.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
That's so true.
Yes.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Hey man, make cigar, if you're smoking a cigar, or just, memorable moment period, just, man, make it count, right? I think one thing that I learned and just life is Americans. We go through the motions of life very quickly. We go so quickly, and that's why like it's rare. It's almost like a wow moment when we hear about people making it to 100 or making it to 90. Right? It's like, oh my God, they lived a good life, and it's like, how much more life you can live if you just slow down and treated your life as a like the tortoise race. Instead of trying to hurry up and get there and getting sidetracked and getting this, and just really focus on just put one foot in front of the other and enjoying that time, man. It's so much more that can come from it, man. It's
good. It's good. Looking for an ultimate cigar experience? Step into Dapper D Cigars. With premium cigars, unmatched vibes, and exceptional service come together.
Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or just getting started, our humidor is fully stocked with the best brands throughout the world.
And our team is here to help you find your perfect smoke.
Kick back in our upscale cigar lounge, enjoy a drink, catch the game, chop it up with good company.
Hosting events, private parties, or just a place to unwind, Dapper D is just a spot.
With 2 locations in Jacksonville, stop by today to enjoy the experience at Dapper D Cigars. Man, we're going to go ahead and roll into our second segment of the day is deck etiquette. We introduced deck etiquette last week. Deck etiquette is an ability for us to take some cigar etiquette and apply it from a basis of the Virtual SmokeDeck. Last week we started talking about beginner smokers. What should they smoke? What should they smoke? Where should they buy their cigars? And then we also kind of talked about kind of where they should smoke. Well, this week is specifically about where they should smoke. So, beginner cigars. We stated yesterday. Stated last week. It's not a secret, right? We believe that most cigar smokers should smoke in a cigar lounge for the community that you get from it. Why?
I touched on it last week. I wholeheartedly feel that when you're just beginning and learning, you're in the cigar lounge. It's good to see what else other people are smoking. Like, and are you doing things properly? Talked about it on one of our other segments. Like, sometimes you develop habits that you've seen because of the people you smoke around.
Yeah.
And so these are some of the things. Do this, don't do that, but just so you understand on in the enjoyment of the cigar is in the lounge. Like, you're not just driving down the car and just giving you something to do because you're sitting in traffic. Like, no, just go sit down, enjoy the cigar, allow yourself some time, because sometimes cigars, they vary in time of you smoking, of how long it burns.
Yeah.
So it's with the size. So if you have some time, okay, maybe a little bit larger gauge or length. If you don't really have a lot of time, that's where most people smoke like a nub or something like that, or Robusto. But I really feel that you should be in the cigar lounge, smoke a cigar. If you have questions, those people will be, somebody's in there typically to answer the question for you, or at least point you in the right direction. You're at home by yourself, you order this box online, that's not really doing justice for you,
right?
As far as a beginner smoker, to me.
And I believe that in the cigar lounge, not only are you able to talk with people, right? I mean, that's a good part of it, but the other part is you get to immerse yourself in the culture of it.
Yes.
Right? And really embrace what that culture, that cigar culture looks like, right? I think some of we talked about our memorable moments earlier in this segment, but even sitting down, I remember us all sitting out in Nicaragua on that patio the first year. And we sat there, and our first year going, it was Brandon, Kedrick, Darnell, and a couple other people, and we were able to sit down and really just talk, right? We had a cocktail, we got a cigar from the Nicaraguan, specific ones, And man, it was just such a great time. Like even sitting at the pool, it gives you that camaraderie, right? And I think one thing as men and people, period, is we feel like we're going through a lot of problems in life, and we're the only ones going through it. And I think when you're able to sit down, one, reflect, and then really open yourself up to having real conversations with people, you're able to sit back and really realize that it's not just you going through this problem, right? It's multiple people that truly understand what is happening. People that just live the life that is actually going through the same things that you have went through, and they're willing to almost teach you through that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the point. That's the point of just the cigar lounge in itself. It allows you to really sit back and reflect on just how that environment is, right? I was at a cigar lounge in Dallas, man, and these guys, they meet up every single week, and anytime you have a bunch of guys that meet up at one specific cigar lounge every single week and they talk and all that stuff, that is therapy for them, right? But you don't get that therapy sitting at your house. In fact, you might even beat yourself up more, or you might find yourself feeling like your situation is a lot worse than what it is that you're going through, because you're just over here, quote unquote, self-medicating, right? It's okay to be by yourself, but sometimes you need community with you to help, bring you through some of those things that you got going on,
I understand. Yes, definitely.
And so as you sit back and you start to evaluate the importance of the cigar lounge, I mean, you can get work done here. You can make friends here. You can learn something new about cigars here. You can learn a new drink that you've never tried here. You can meet forever friends here, man. It's so many different things that you can do while in the cigar lounge. And the moment you stop coming, or the moment that you feel that's no longer necessary for you to go, like you start feeling like your life kind of takes a different turn too.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like you said. You learn to not really learn, but you establish like your community sometimes, and it might be different pockets of that community that you get to smoke with and just talk sometimes offline with one-on-one or in a group setting. And it really helps, like my boys, RSG, you know what I'm saying, my real cigar G's. So we've definitely had a couple of those, like round tables and just talking about some real stuff. People giving testimonies and just life experiences that were really impactful, and all with a stick, high end, low end, just there to spend that time. And I'm pretty sure it's probably cheaper than your psychiatrist, when you're going to talk it out with counseling. And more men are more susceptible of that type of conversation and therapy than physically going to, I don't need I don't need counseling. Nothing's wrong with me. But the underlining there sometimes maybe be an issue. Not saying something's wrong with you, but it's just some stuff you need to work out within yourself that benefits from being in the lounge itself.
And I'm actually happy that you mentioned RSG, right?
Yes.
All right, and I'm actually happy that you mentioned that, because that's what I was thinking about, right? You got a lot of these cigar groups that's kind of getting started, and they're getting started because they're seeking community. And so you have a bunch of people flocking to these different cigar groups because not only do y'all share a commonality in cigars, but you're also getting that sense of community. Everybody needs community, right?
Yes.
Like, life is not about going to work, going home, taking kids, doing kid stuff, and then going to sleep, right? You need people that you can talk to. That's why I think it's very important that, you have, friends that you can meet up with that's outside of just your spouse, right? Or outside of couple relationships. Sometimes you need to sit down and just be able to talk things out, and honestly open yourself up and be a little bit more vulnerable. But you'll be surprised how many people can actually help. just with conversation, they may not be able to tell you line item from line item what to do, but they can give you a good grasp of something that you can improve.
Yeah, because maybe they went through it, and so they had the ups and downs where all you can just take out of that are the ups to where how to process or the way forward to getting through whatever your situation is, that part, without having to do the trial and error over and over and over again. You're like, oh man, I remember so and so. He said, okay, I'm gonna try it that way, and maybe it'll work for you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that it'll always work for you, but I don't need to put my hand over the stove and realize that that's hot. If you already got burned by it, and you're telling me like that's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take your word for it, and we'll move on, and I'll stay burn free, and I'll learn vicariously through you that this is not what I need to do. So.
And it's also those points too. Like when you start coming to the cigar lounge more, people start to know you. Man, like I remember I was talking to this guy here, and man, his mom came to town. His mom is like very high on that pedestal for him and his family, and they were super excited to see his mom. Mom did something with the church, but didn't end up coming. And I remember he was like, "Man, Jack, like I don't see how she didn't come see us, like spend more time with us." And I was like, "Bro, you gotta have a conversation with her and tell her how you feel." And I ran into him last week and was like, "Man, how'd that conversation go?" He was like, "Man, Jack, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I actually let you in and to talk about that, because I ended up having that conversation with her, and now I realized she had a lot of stuff going on, and she just really wanted to decompress and get away from reality for a little while she was out here for that convention, and but I would have never knew that if I would have never talked to her, and I was like, man, that's what going to the cigar lounge is about.
Yes, very much so.
Brother, we are in our final segment of the day, and it's truly one of our favorites. I mean, I have definitely self-proclaimed that to be our favorite. We are at our cheers segment.
Okay.
So I talked about this earlier when we was talking about pairings, and we had the sectors, and we said, Nate, what would you pair with this cigar that you're smoking now? And he was like, well, we actually be able to get into that a little bit. Well, today we're going with the 2025 Little Bookers. Actually, this is not Little Booker. This is Bookers.
Yes.
This is Big Booker.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going into the 2025 selection of Bookers. This was bottled in January 2025. It has 125 proof, 62.85 alcohol to volume content, 7 years worth of age, 2 months and 4 days. They got very specific.
Down to yes.
This is truly a renowned bottle. Anybody that sees these bottles, they know there's either little bookers or big bookers. All you're doing is looking for whatever word is on there. So, like for instance, this one, it says bookers. Little bookers will say little, and then bookers right under it. So, little book, big book. It's debate on which one is best. But man, we're gonna get to the fun part.
Yes. And I definitely want to put out shout out, man, to my god brother and sister, Myron and Lisa, man. Appreciate the gift. This one was gifted to me that will be in, at the house in my collection. I know we talked about it last week. We're not out buying bottles for this segment, but this was actually gifted to me, and I went ahead and cracked it with my man. You know what I'm saying? And my God, 50 grand. And so this is definitely a great gift, and we share the gifts of life. And yeah, man, this is it. Great cigar, exclusive. Great bottle of bourbon, exclusive. And this is actually the first batch of the year for 2025 in January. This was the first one they issued. So even if you go get a Booker's, they have different months on them. But this is the beginning of the year, January. Ironically, his birthday is in January. Shout out to my Aquarius peoples, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can get to it, Jack.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I had to unband.
Oh, unband before we lit it up. There.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Talk about that. Those legs. Legs are looking good.
I don't say that. I don't see no runs. Oh, it's there. All right.
Whew.
Yeah, getting all that proof. You know. The proof is in the pudding.
Woo! It is definitely one
Ooh.
that when I first took it down, I'm still over here swallowing. When I first took it down, I'm like, that got some heat to it. That's some good.
That's a good burger.
That's some good bourbon right there. You know, and you can tell it's been aged really well.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Gee Louise.
Hey, this is where it's at. Hey, enjoying life, man. Enjoying life.
And with the cigar, it brings it all out, man. This is one of those ones that you don't rush. Like even this is gonna get finished off air because this is not something that I want to rush through
Or run from.
Yes. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning into the Virtual Smoke Deck. I'm Jack, the cigar enthusiast.
This your guy, Nate the Great.
If you're new to the segment, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up. We drop a new episode every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. on YouTube for your liking and for you to digest, man. The support has been overwhelming. We're getting new followers every single day. And a lot of that is because the cigar enthusiasts and the cigar industry and the cigar culture that is out there is truly one that cannot be matched with. These y'all people are amazing. And again, we do the Virtual Smoke Deck for you guys. And like I said, we have fun doing it. Smoking great cigars, having good bourbon, and most importantly, having great communication, great conversations while just hanging out, man. So with that being said, man,
Hey.
Stay smoky.
Yes, indeed. Keep putting smoke in the air.
Hey, boy. Y'all have a great day, and we are gone.